for the most part, with the exception of taking too many penalties, as Coach Long talked about in our interview, especially in the offensive zone. Aside from that, Massena played well. They moved the puck well and played with some confidence again.
They better watch their penalties against this St. Francis club, because down in Buffalo, 2 of the 4 St. Francis goals were on power plays, and the guy they have to watch on that power play is number 19, Mike Bellagamba. He had 2 goals, and boy, we got some feedback there someplace.
Yeah, that's only us that's hearing that, though.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And another guy they have to watch is number 11, centers that second line, Paul Duza. He had a goal and assist, and he had 3 goals, I do believe, against Potsdam last night. So he's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, those guys, they're good hockey players. Hey, they go to St. Francis to play hockey, and they've got a lot of quality kids to choose from. They've got several teams there, and you know that when they put a team on the ice, it is going to be a good team.
Yeah, this is, I've seen better clubs out of St. Francis in the past, stronger clubs. But this is a good, solid club. They're not spectacular. You talked to Coach Powers. I'm sure I didn't hear your interview, but he mentioned that they're in the top of their game right now. They're playing well, and the goaltending is playing well, and that's a big key. I'm not, even though Massena got 31 shots on him down in Buffalo, I wouldn't say he was outstanding in that game, but I guess right now he's on the top of his game.
Well, they're happy with his play. St. Francis happy with all aspects of their game. He said, Coach Bauer said that he felt they played their best game of the year last night against Potsdam. He said they did everything well, and obviously with an 11-1 score, they probably did, and they're a good hockey club. So Massena's going to have to be at the top of their game this afternoon in order to give them a good game, but I think they can.
St. Francis coming in with an 8-2 record. A month ago, I think it was on December 6th when we were down there. This was the 3rd game when they played Massena. It was their 3rd game of the year. They were 1-1 then, had beaten, I'm not sure who they beat, but they lost to Saratoga, beat someone else. But since then, they've had 7 wins and 1 loss, and the Raiders standing at 5-4-1 overall, 2-1-1 in the league.
And of course, the big question I asked the coach, have you played St. Joseph's yet? And the answer was no. So we don't know. We'll have to see how they do against St. Joseph's. In my opinion, I think St. Joe's a little stronger club.
Oh, I think they are too. Yeah. But again, it's one of those rivalry deals, just like this situation here. We've got Western New York, who, you know, they feel that they have the best hockey in the state, and you've got Northern New York, who feels they have the best hockey in the state, excluding Section 3 and Section 2, might have something to say about that. But especially these 2 clubs, St. Francis and St. Joe's, are excluded from the state championship. This is a chance to prove that they are the best in the state, even though they don't get a shot at the state championship, when they can come up and play a club from Northern New York and be victorious.
And let's see here. Who do we have officiating today? Is that Arnie O'Reilly across the way?
That is Arnie O'Reilly.
And I'm not sure who the other one is.
I'm not sure either.
We haven't seen Arnie yet this year. I wasn't sure he was still officiating, but apparently he is. He'll be calling the balls and strikes here this afternoon for the Massena-St. Francis game. We had a good crew last night, of course. Wayne Humel and Tommy Caruso did a good job, and a game that could have gotten out of hand.
Yes, it was testy at times, if you weren't here last night, but we had a couple of players thrown out, one from each team. Mike Duffy from Malone, and Jeremy Buffum from Massena, and they'll be sitting out a game suspension, and probably Mr. Buffum a game longer. Coach Long has his own private suspension list. If you get tossed, you get 1 extra from him, so yeah, that's right. It's a bonus.
He doesn't put up with that at all. Of course, there's one player from St. Francis who's on suspension that we saw the first game, the wing on the first line, but he was suspended for 2 games, apparently some sort of a high sticking incident and a game disqualification.
Yeah, that was Patrice Allman, played down in Buffalo, but he won't be here this afternoon. And Jerry, when you hear me say the Red Raiders, I'm referring to Massena.
Okay.
I know you questioned me several times down in Buffalo, but that's because both these clubs are the Red Raiders.
Well, that's right, and right now it's the introductions and whatnot. Fortunately, they got the PA fixed. A little problem with it last night. But now Mike Cameron from Massena is going to read the sportsmanship pledge here this afternoon. And there's the pledge.
An excellent job by Michael.
It might be the best one yet.
Error-free.
Yep.
Probably was practicing that all morning.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Okay, here we go. Kevin Kirk will be starting in nets, and he's the same guy we saw. He's a big goaltender.
Big is right. 6'3", 175-pound senior.
And let's see here.
That's
on defense. It's going to be Sematovic and Fatty.
Sematovic 5'9", 190, a sophomore. Fatty 5'10", 190, a junior.
And up front, it's going to be Tom Pollock centering Mike Pacillo and Mike Bellagamba.
Pacillo is 5'9", 175, a sophomore. Pollock is 5'10", 180, a junior. And Bellagamba 5'8", 170, a senior. Small but compact, that line, Jerry.
Those guys can move the puck, too. They're very quick and very good with the puck. Now the Massena Red Raiders will be introduced, and it's Nat Smythe's turn to start in net. Nathaniel coming off an outstanding game against Saratoga. He really played well in that game.
38 saves. Nathaniel coming in with a 2-2 record. This is his 5th start. He's got a 3.43 goals against average and an .881 save percentage.
So Nat will get the start this afternoon, and it's going to be Ben Nightingale and Adam Barkley starting at the blue line.
Big Ben, Big Adam.
Up front, it's going to be the Ward line. Clint Kerwin, Joe Ward, and Jeff Slack starting up front. And they've started the last few games for Massena.
Kerwin with 3 goals and 2 assists. Ward 3 goals and 5 assists. And Jeffrey Slack with 6 and 6. And that line with 25 points. Second in the Raider total.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Emily Manor, my daughter, will be singing number 1, the alma mater, the Northern Star, and the national anthem. The singing of our national anthem, we're about set to go here. Massena St. Francis. This should be a dandy here at the Massena Arena. Come on down, folks. A lot of room in the stands here for some excellent high school hockey. Best game in town today. There's no doubt about that.
Another great job by your daughter Emily on the national anthem and on the Northern Star.
Thanks, Coach.
Super job.
Appreciate it.
Coach John Bowers of the St. Francis Red Raiders, his 12th year at the helm of this club. An outstanding gentleman. Just enjoyed talking to him, you and I, and very pleasant and congenial guy. And his assistant coach is Bob Border, along with assistant coach Greg Fatty.
Of course, there seems like there's always been a Fatty on St. Francis for a while.
And I was thinking, Jerry, another good thing about this game is You and I don't have to make a 5-hour trip after the game.
That's correct.
Left
That
to St.
is correct.
Francis.
Yeah, they've got to do the drive back to Buffalo. We're here already. And I know they love to come and play up here. Of course, we were able to experience what they have to deal with on a daily basis down there. And when you compare it to this arena here, there's no comparison.
This is like playing in Madison Square Garden for them, or the Forum, or whatever. It's just compared to the facilities, I say they have to play in.
Off the faceoff, Pollock against Ward. The puck goes into the zone. Here's Kerwin. He overskates. It's poke check back to the blue line. Barkley waved at it, missed it, but Ward is there to poke it ahead to Barkley. Barkley upended by the defenseman Sematovich. Massena, though, picking up the puck, flipping it along the boards, and finally it's dumped into the Massena zone by the Red Raiders of St. Francis. Ben Nightingale with it. He's taken into the boards heavily. The puck squirts free side of the net. In the slot, picked up by Slack, and he'll move it out. Slack is 1-on-3 now. Dipsy Doodles has it poked away. Barkley follows up and overskates, and right back the other way comes Mike Pacillo. Pacillo dumps, and Smythe has to make a save from long range. Raiders trying to move it out of the zone. Kept in there. Some hard body checks already. A hard one thrown there by St. Francis. And the puck goes up over the glass and off the ice surface as Mark Fatty threw a hard check in the Massena zone.
That's the number that just crushed one of the Raider players along the dasher down to our left in the Massena end. Mark Fatty, 5'10", 190-pound junior. And again, they're not very tall, but a lot of these guys are awful stocky. 175, 180.
Off the faceoff, St. Francis wins the draw and dumps it deep inside Massena territory. Raiders with a Meacham line out now. And the puck comes to Meacham momentarily. Here's a shot right in front of the net. The save made, and the Raiders clear it. And it trickles back inside St. Francis territory. Racing back after it, Carosa. Carosa, the defenseman, picks it up. He's being bothered there by Cameron, but he moves it out to center ice. Chaz Hearn with it, trying to flip it ahead. It goes to Duza, though. And here's the follow-up. Donovan breaks in the shot. He fired it up over the net. So bad pass there by Massena almost cost them, but the Raiders move it to the blue line. And it bounces up on top of the glass, but stays on the ice surface. Here comes DiAgostino, busting by one. Nice move. Here comes Anthony. Drop pass, comes to Meacham. The shot, save made. The rebound sits in front. Back to the blue line. Wonky shot, right on deflected. Save made again. Raiders with a couple of chances, and finally, the puck knocked up into the stands. Great move by Anthony DiAgostino and a good pass to Meacham. He got the good shot off, but a good save by Kirk.
Good scoring opportunities at both ends. First, St. Francis on a Raider turnover just at the blue line. Duza and Donovan hooking up, and Donovan just whistled a backhander just over the top of the crossbar. Then the Raiders coming back the other way, and Anthony DiAgostino poke-checked it off the St. Francis defenseman and said Meacham in alone.
Off the face-off, the puck trickles all the way down the ice right in on Nat Smythe. Smythe will leave it side of the net and dump it in behind. Puck comes free. A hard check thrown there. You can feel it up here. Here comes Kellogg, rather. Kellogg's shot from center ice is right on, and Kevin Kirk kind of bobbled it a little, but he holds on for the face-off, and the net gets knocked off as, who was that got knocked into the net? Nick Carosa.
Sean Kellogg with about an 85-footer just drifted one in, and that did cause some problems from Kirk. Caught it up on the chest, but he wasn't sure where it was. He, again, sat back in the crease, and that's a goaltender's nemesis on those long shots.
Farmer off the faceoff. Kellogg gets the shot, gets the rebound, and flips it just wide in behind the net. Kellogg with it, trying to drop it back, but it's picked up by Mark Fatty. Fatty is bodied out of the play by Robidoux from Massena. Robidoux gets upended. He and Fatty go both together, and the puck squirts around the boards. Back to the blue line. Brian Carroll keeps it in, flips to Kellogg. Kellogg steps by, check, centering pass. Robidoux's shot is blocked by the defenseman. Puck bounces free, and it's dumped down the ice by St. Francis. That'll be an icing call against St. Francis. Move the faceoff back with 12:32. And, you know, I hate to say this, but that music sounds awful. Sounds absolutely awful. I don't know why they're doing that.
That line of Farmer, Kellogg, and Robidoux, good shift out there, and they played exceptionally well last night, especially on the power play.
Ward's line back out from Massena against the Pollock line. Face-off in the St. Francis zone. Off the draw, puck goes in behind the net. Picked up by Brad Rayom, the defenseman for St. Francis. Has it poke checked away, goes to Slack, who dumps it back in behind the net. On the other side, it's Joe Carosa. Carosa flips it, Slack intercepts in front. Here's a chance for Ward, and he fired it just wide. Might remember, Joe Ward had a couple of goals against this team. Now the puck dumped down the ice, and there's going to be another, well, they waved the icing off for some reason, and Massena will have to come back and play it. That's Barkley. Barkley moves it ahead, the bounce pass, Slack's racing for it. The goaltender comes out, though. He'll play it to the blue line. Kerwin tried to get a shot off, but missed it, and the puck bounces free. Here comes St. Francis. They try to get a man breaking, Belagamba, and he just backhands it in the zone, in behind the Massena net. Barkley trying to flip it free, but it comes to Pacillo. Pacillo moves it in front. They can't get the shot off, though. Bounces back to the blue line and out to center ice. Racing for it, Slack can't come up with it. Knocked right back by Carosa into the Massena zone. Ben Nightingale with it. Here's Nightingale stepping by a check, flipping it to Ward. Ward poke checks it around the boards, kept in. Bounces into the circle, and Barkley will pick it up from Massena. Here's Barkley. Headman pass. Goes to Kerwin, goes off his skate, and is picked up there by Belagamba. Here's Belagamba, crosses the blue line, takes it back out again for some reason, and the puck bounces free to Slack. Jeffrey Slack with it. Here's Slack, and he's going to dump as Massena wants a line change. It's gloved by Kirk, and he'll leave it in behind the net for his defenseman. Puck around the boards, DiAgostino. DiAgostino drops it in behind the net for Cameron. Michael with the puck now gets tied up, and Meacham's in there digging for it, skates it free. Here's Meacham, backhander, block, gets it back again. Meacham, shot, score! Eric Meacham, and the Raiders go up on top, 1-0 on a goal by Eric Meacham.
The Big Cat didn't waste and didn't make any mistake on that second opportunity as he just rifled a bullet from about 18 feet by goaltender Kirk. Just prior to that, I think it was Pollock or Belagamba who went sprawled and blocked his first shot, but Meacham picked up his own rebound off of Belagamba, and he fires, as I say, an 18-footer through some traffic and beat goaltender Kirk low to the glove side.
I don't think Kirk even saw it till it was behind him.
That was a bullet.
Here comes DiAgostino, flipping it ahead, knocked away. Hearn with it, has it knocked away from him, comes back to him, he golfs it back out to center ice. Meacham, headman pass to DiAgostino, take ahead to Cameron. Here's Cameron, back to DiAgostino, busting through, and he is tied up and can't get the shot off. Goaltender Kirk plays it around the boards and up over the glass, and it'll be a face-off. Eric Meacham is saying, hey, that should be a penalty, but it was not intentional.
The Big Cat getting his 5th goal of the year with Michael Cameron and Anthony DiAgostino, his line mates, picking up the assist, coming at the 4:04 mark as he picked up basically his own rebound that bounced off one of the St. Francis players.
Off the faceoff, Brian Carroll keeps it at the point, dumps it into the open corner. Puck whistles around behind the net. After it is Power. Power from Massena to Spanky Seacott. Seacott gets tied up, goes back to Scott Power. Power, back to Seacott, in behind. He's got a man in front, and Hazel can't get it to him. Now it goes in front, Power shot, save made, good opportunity. Kirk makes the save. Power didn't get a lot on it. Puck comes bouncing out to center ice. After it there, Carroll, backhand pass, nice one. Here comes Matt Hazel. Hazel from Massena takes it right down the corner, right side, drop past Seacott. Here's Seacott, dumping it inside. Power after it there. Power and Seacott. Power comes up with it, centers it, nobody home for Massena, and is picked up there by St. Francis. Nick Carosa, he'll move it down ice. Here's Carosa, trying to go by Park. Park steals the puck right away from him. David Park with the puck, drops it, but Carosa's there, battles for it. They spar in behind the net. The puck squirts free. They got a man right in front. The shot, score! And that's going to be Suffoletto getting the goal, and they left him alone in front of the net, and he beat Nat Smythe, I believe, right through the legs.
Turnover low on, deep and behind the Raider net, and number 9, Suffoletto, parked out in front. No one around him as the puck came out. He just jumped on it about 25 feet out, walked right in. Didn't get a lot on it. He kind of got a little backhander, and I think it might have got the 5-hole, but I'll tell you, the St. Francis Red Raiders needed that because they were back on their heels. The Raiders were really swarming all over them.
Off the face-off, the puck goes back inside St. Francis zone. The Ward line out from Massena. Friend trying to clear it around the boards for St. Francis. Slack steals. Here's Slack, sharp angle shot right across the goal mouth, and they couldn't put a stick on it, and the puck cleared the blue line out to center ice. Barkley throws a check. The puck comes to Nightingale, poke checked away from him, and in behind the net. Nightingale after it. He can't come up with it. Bouncing puck tied up. It's Carosa. Carosa trying to flip it over on the other side. Nightingale throws a check, kicks the puck away. Carosa gets it back again. Ward takes him out of the play. Puck still in their skates. Finally, Ward controls it and flips it into the corner, and it's going to be picked up by Kerwin. Kerwin just flips it by. Doesn't clear the zone, though. Goes back to the point and dumped in behind the net again by St. Francis. They center right in front, but it's cleared to the slot, but not out of the zone. Puck goes in the corner. Cleared around the boards again by Carosa. Ben Nightingale there pokes it ahead, but picking it up is Schmidt. Schmidt will dump it in the other corner, right side Massena zone. Barkley just moves it ahead to Ward, who flips it out to center ice. Kerwin throws a check, can't find the puck though, and it bounces back to the Massena line. Picked up there by Barkley. Adam Barkley's headman to Ward. Ward just backhands it as Massena wants a line change, and it comes deep in St. Francis territory. Back after defenseman Ron Friend flips it on the wing, and it just barely got out. Meacham dumps it right back in the zone. Bouncing free, here comes DiAgostino. DiAgostino is hooked down, and there's going to be a penalty on St. Francis. And Anthony's having a good game so far.
And number 2, Ron Friend, is going to get the tripping penalty, and the Raiders are going to go on a power play. St. Francis had an opportunity to clear the zone. Friend thought he was going to clear it, but he hit his own man, and it stayed in the zone, and Anthony DiAgostino jumped on it, and as he was working his way in from the left side, had a step on Friend, and Friend just had reached over, turned the blade over, and pulled him down.
Face off right side, inside St. Francis territory. Meacham out there with DiAgostino and Cameron. Wonky and Hearn at the points. Off the face, the puck bounces. Back out to the blue line. Hearn tried to keep it in and didn't. He was indecisive. He didn't know whether he wanted to go after it, and he waited too long, and St. Francis was able to clear. Now the puck goes in behind the net, and down the ice it goes, and Smythe will have to stop it way at the other end. He'll leave it for Hearn. Hearn gathers it in behind the net and leaves it for Michael Cameron. Cameron starts out, flips it, has it knocked away. He'll drop it back to Hearn. And he'll leave it for Cameron again. This time he'll pass it up on the wing to DiAgostino. Anthony trying to poke it ahead to Meacham, following his Wonky. Wonky trying to battle it to Meacham, and it stumped in the zone, goes to the side of the net. Picked up there by Bella Gamba, clears it but not out of the zone, but following up, it's dumped down the ice by St. Francis again. 35 seconds left in the power play. Here's Wonky with it. Wonky headman to Cameron. Cameron takes it across, trying to feed it through to Meacham. Meacham in the slot, his shot, nice save made by Kirk. Nice low shot, the puck cleared back out again. Barkley to Nightingale, about 20 seconds left in the power play. Nightingale flips it ahead to Cameron. Cameron just dumps it in the zone, goes after it in the corner himself. Here's Cameron, nice play. Cameron takes it in behind the net's upended. The puck comes free and around the boards. Barkley keeping it in, goes to Nightingale. Nightingale tees it up, fakes the shot, goes to Meacham. Meacham's got room in front. He tried to get it through to DiAgostino, couldn't get the pass. Here's Nightingale, shot right on. Save made, rebound, they bang at it, and I think he's got it. Yep, Kirk has got it for the face-off. And now the Massena player in front of the net gets mugged. That was Cameron, and he was mugged by Mark Faddy. See if there are any penalties. Maybe not.
Just prior to that, dandy save by Kirk on Eric Meacham as the Meach fired one from about 20 feet directly out, but was going low glove side, and a great save by Kirk. And then it's a great defensive play just prior to this little fracas by number 11, Paul Duza, as he had a Raider tied up on the wide open side. The puck just laying there, but Duza had him tied up, and he couldn't get a stick on it.
They're going to give matching penalties to Faddy and Meacham. Faddy was mugging Mike Cameron, who was down, and Meacham just pushed him away, but they call them both.
That St. Francis goal coming at the 5:27 mark. Mike Suffoletto, Nick Schmidt picking up the only assist. 1-1, 6:35 left.
Off the face-off, 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. St. Francis controls it, moves it out to center ice. Here's Suffoletto. He overskates and has it knocked off his stick. Comes to Ben Nightingale. Nightingale ahead to Robidoux. It's stolen. Sanjan, he has to wait for his wings. He takes it across and flips it in behind the Massena net. Here's Farmer. Picks it up and dumps it in behind. It's stolen away. Here's a chance for St. Francis, but it's going to come to Ben Nightingale. Rips it around the boards, but it comes back to the point. Sanjan, his shot is blocked. Here comes Farmer with it. He's got Robidoux breaking with him. Farmer takes it across. Here's Farmer trying to feed it to Robidoux. Waited too long to get the pass up, and the puck comes back to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Kept in there. It comes to Farmer in front. He lets it go through, and it trickles right in on the goalie, Kirk, and he'll cover up for the face-off.
Shane Farmer, who got a goal last night and could have had another one, as we talked to him after the game. He had a stick down off the crease. That time there, coming down, it initially started a 2-on-2, 2-on-1 odd man rush, but the St. Francis Red Raiders got back a 2-on-2, and Shane didn't know quite what to do with it. When he crossed that blue line, he kind of just dumped it in the middle, but if you don't know what to do with it, shoot it at the net.
1-1 tie hockey game here on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 5:52 left in the first period. It'll be Pollock out there against Slack. Off the draw. Puck goes in behind the net. Picked up there by Ron Friend. The defenseman flips it around the boards. Carroll pinches in, trying to flip it through to Kerwin, but it's picked up there again behind the net by Pollock. Here's Pollock, over skates and gets it back again. Pollock being bothered by Kerwin, but he moves it out. Here's Pollock, takes it in the zone, Trying to go by Carroll and does. He moves it in front, and they got a man that goes back to the point. Here's a chance. Nice save by Smythe. Not a real hard shot taken by the point by Semitovich, but Smythe makes a good save. Puck bounces side of the net. Carroll flips it around the boards to the blue line. Kept in at the point momentarily, but it trickles out to center ice. And back to pick it up there is Pollock, and he'll dump it. He hit his own guy with it, and it's picked up by Slack. He has it knocked away, and right back the other way comes the St. Francis Red Raiders. They try to hit Pollock, but he couldn't quite catch up with the puck. The puck comes in the circle, picked up there by Massena's Meacham, and he dumps it down the ice. And that'll be an icing call against the Raiders. Raiders running around a little bit in their own end.
Oh, the Raiders' two young sophomore defensemen had a lesson in getting undressed that time. The first time it was Pollock down that left side, and he walked around the Raider defenseman, and Pollock just missed putting it to a teammate in the slot. And then his partner on the other side was undressed by number 3, Pachillo, coming down the right side.
It'll be Duza taking the draw. He gets by the faceoff, takes it into the corner. Duza drops it in behind. Puck goes in the corner as they battle for it. Siglowski, rather, flips it over on the other side to Duza again. He dumps it back to Siglowski. He moves it in the corner. Meacham tries to check him. He steps by it, flips it in behind again to Duza. He'll try to wrap it around in front. Shot, score. And Massena left a man alone in front. That is going to be Donovan who gets the goal. He was standing in the slot all by himself.
Donovan will get the goal, and number 12, Carosa, will pick up the assist. And they just play tic-tac-toe with the Raiders in their own end. The Raider defensemen or forwards could not pin the St. Francis forwards, and they just danced around them over and through. And at will, they had their own way in their own end, the Massena end. And finally, number 12, Carosa threw it out front to Donovan, and he ripped a bullet up over the left shoulder of Nathaniel Smythe.
Off the face-off, Ben Nightingale flips it ahead to Hazel. Hazel can't clear the zone, bounces into the slot. Here's a weak backhander, and the save made by Smythe. Ben Nightingale with it. We got a man down on the ice. St. Francis player is down out by the blue line. Didn't see what happened, but he's looks like, I'm not sure he's taking his helmet off now. It's Siglowski. And I'm not sure what happened to him, but Coach John Bauer's coming out to take a look at him and see what happened. It happened out by the blue line. I did not see it.
The time of that go-ahead goal is at the 10:25 mark. It's Kevin Donovan will pick up 1 assist, and Duza, along with, looks like number 16, Siglowski. I was sure that number 12, Carosa, picked up an assist on that, but we'll check it later. Right now, officially, Donovan from Siglowski and Duza.
And now he gets up, Siglowski. He gets a hand from the crowd. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know either, but that last goal, the go-ahead goal, was a pretty goal of puck possession in the Raider end. St. Francis doing some cycling, and the Raiders' defensive zone coverage lacking somewhat there. They couldn't get the puck, and they couldn't get a man. You gotta man for man coverage. Take a man in there, pin him, let the puck go. You make sure that your man doesn't come out, but they didn't either.
Off the face-off, it's Hazel's line out. Raiders control it. Power with it. Bangs it off the boards out to center ice. Rayom dumps it back in the zone. Power moves it back out again. Picked up there by St. Francis. Suffoletto. He flips it along the boards and dumps it deep in Massena territory. Stopped in behind the net. Barkley cranks it around the boards, trying to go to Seacott, knocked away. Bounces to the blue line, kept in at the point there by the defenseman Carosa. That's one of 2 Carosas on this team. Now it comes free to Schmidt. He tries to wind up. Spanky Seacott had him tied up from behind. Here's another shot. Goes high over the net. And in behind is Barkley battling for now Nightingale. He'll crank it around the glass to the blue line. It trickles out to center ice. And the Raiders will break. Here comes a chance for Massena's Matt Hazel. He's got Seacott with him. Feeds it to Seacott. Seacott trying to slide it back through. That time Hazel had a better line to the goal because the defenseman cheated over on Seacott. But instead he elected to pass, and it didn't work. Back out by the blue line as the puck bounces free. They got a man breaking, and down the ice it goes. That's Schmidt. He gets by the defenseman. Shot right on. Save made, and Smythe holds on for the faceoff.
Big Nick Schmidt, 6'2", 180, coming down that right side, cutting in on the off wing, but Nathaniel Smythe stoned him back the other way. As you called it, Jerry, Matt Hazel, the Raiders broke in 2-on-1. St. Francis defenseman cheated over to the other forward, and Matt Hazel could have walked right in on that left side, and he was thinking pass all the way, never thought to shoot. Boy, you gotta think shooting first and passing second.
Off the faceoff, Friend keeps it in at the point. dumps it in behind the net. Park after it. Park from Massena has it knocked away. It comes in front. They get a man free. The shot right on, and the save made. Again, there's a man in front all by himself. That time it was Belagamba just standing there, 15 feet out from the goal, and nobody's got him.
No one's got him. That Raider defenseman's got to realize where he was. There was a man there, but he was about 7 feet out, and Belagamba 15 feet out. He's got to be a little tighter on that guy out in that slot. Just can't let him get that puck and whistle that shot.
Here's Carroll trying to clear the puck around the boards. Comes to Ward. Ward dumps it ahead. Kerwin, and he'll break out of the zone. Here's Kerwin ahead to Slack. Slack takes it across. Dipsy Doodles gets a shot off. Save made. Rebound. Ward. Nobody can put a stick on it. And puck is cleared out to center ice. Carroll's there to dump it right back in the St. Francis zone. Puck comes in behind the net. The goaltender will play it himself, and he flips it into the corner. After it there is Pacillo. Round the board, Slack will step in front of that, dump it in behind again to Kerwin. Here's Kerwin, he gets bodied, the puck comes free to Ward. Ward centering pass, hit the side net, Slack picks it up, and he hit the side of the net, and it's gloved by Kirk, and he'll hold on for the face-off.
Tell you, courageous move by number 4, Tommy Sanjan of the St. Francis Red Raiders. He somehow either hurt his shoulder or his wrist, and he came back. The Raiders had an odd man rush. It would have been an odd. He came back with one arm, trying to hold his stick in the crook of his arm, and he made his presence known in the defensive end. If not, the Raiders, Massena might have gotten a goal, but he limped off the ice in a lot of pain. They're working on him right now, but a courageous effort by Sanjan.
Off the faceoff, Meacham in the circle. The puck is cleared, though, and here comes Sematovic. Nice head man pass. The Massena defense, Belagamba shot. Save made, and Smythe covers up and holds on. And one of the St. Francis forwards was right in front. Actually, that was a defenseman, and he got knocked and ended up on top of Nat Smythe.
Good lead pass by the St. Francis defenseman. Caught Mike Belagamba steaming down that right side, and the Raider defenseman on the weak side just got caught watching the play. Belagamba went by him, and actually, if he would have elected to cut in, he could have walked right in, but he took a shot from just inside the top of the circle, had a lot on it, but Nathaniel Smythe came out and cut the angle, made the save. But that Raider defenseman, especially that weak side man's got to be conscious of that when they stretch the wing like that.
They're going to move the face-off outside the zone. I don't know why exactly, but down the ice it goes inside St. Francis territory. Here's Cameron cruising in after it. Cameron gets tied up along the boards. They battle for it. It pokes out to center ice. Here comes Pacillo into the Massena zone. He's going to wind up the big shot. He fired it wide. And the puck comes to Sematovic. He dumps it in behind Massena's zone. Wonky takes the puck, goes to Hearn, around the boards to DiAgostino, and Anthony just deflects it out to center ice. Puck rolling on end, and Fatty picks it up in his own end. Mark Fatty flips it ahead to Sematovic. Sematovic dumps it in behind the net. Hearn with it, flips it around for DiAgostino. Anthony, nice headman to Meacham. Here comes Meacham, flips to Cameron. Cameron over skates and picks it up again and dumps it in the zone. Cameron just couldn't quite catch the pass. Had he would have been able to break in the zone. Massena with a line change. Pacillo moves it out to center ice. Ben Nightingale gathers the puck at the Massena blue line. Nightingale over to Barkley. Barkley's headman to Cameron. It poke checked away. Comes back to Nightingale. Nightingale's headman again. Knocked down by DiAgostino. He flips it ahead to Ward. Ward trying to move it to Cameron, but I think offsides as the puck bounced around a few times, and offsides will be the call. 1:04 left to go in the first period. Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard says 2-1 St. Francis.
Every chance that the St. Francis Red Raiders get it in deep. They really do a job on the Raider defenseman. They pounding them with some good forecheckings, especially that line of Pollock, Belagamba, and Pacillo. They make the Raider defenseman pay the price.
Off the face-off, Slack with it, flips it inside the zone, right back out again. And here come the St. Francis Red Raiders. Barkley intercepts the pass. He'll step it back again. Nice headman to Slack. Slack takes it across. Here's Jeffrey Slack. Quick snap shot is wide. Puck whips around the boards to the blue line. Barkley can't keep it in. We have a whistle. And we're going to have a holding call on Massena.
And that's in that offensive end again, Jerry. That's going to go on Jeffrey Slack, holding down deep. At corner.
45 seconds left in the period, too. Not a smart penalty to take in the offensive zone.
No, I guess not. Jeffrey had a couple of those last night, and Coach Long wasn't too pleased, and I'm sure this is not going to make him very happy.
We didn't see Jeffrey much in the third period because of that. Okay, the Raiders try to kill off the final seconds of this period. And the puck dumped deep in Massena territory. Raiders on the penalty kill. Ben Nightingale after it. He flips it ahead to Kerwin. Kerwin waved at it. Couldn't quite get a stick. Now he does, but doesn't clear the zone. Puck kept in. Here's Fatty. Fatty flipping it. Moving it into the corner. Belagamba. Belagamba back to Fatty at the point. Back to Belagamba. He takes it top of the circle, looking to set it up. Back to the point. Here's a shot. Deflected. Oh, just wide. Puck goes side of the net. Good deflecting opportunity by Suffoletto. Puck in the corner. 13 seconds left. Now Ward with it. He throws a check. The puck bounces free. Whacks at it. Moves it ahead. Didn't clear the zone. Bounces in front. Here's a chance. Carrozza, but it's blocked. It comes back to Suffoletto. His shot hit a stick and bounces in behind. That'll take care of the period. And the Raiders dodge a bullet there. A couple of chances to clear, and they didn't, and it almost cost them.
But a great defensive move right at the end by number 2, Captain Adam Barkley, as the St. Francis player was teeing it up, and there was a lot of traffic in front. And I tell you, that would have created a lot of havoc, but Barkley came sliding out and blocked the shot. But a very entertaining first period of hockey. Raiders getting on the board first, but St. Francis coming back to counter with 2 and lead 2-1 at the end of the first period.
Coach Tim Long is talking to the official, apparently not happy with that last call. There'll be 45 seconds of power play for the St. Francis Red Raiders when we go to period number 2. So we finished one period, and it's a good hockey game. St. Francis leading Massena on a score of 2-1 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. I want to thank the sponsors making our broadcast possible on WMSA, people like Seaway Tire, located on East Orvis Street in Massena, by the members of the Seacom Federal Credit Union, Stern Street, Massena, also on Andrew Street, and in Potsdam and Malone. Also Massena Building Supplies, 70 Water Street, downtown Massena. Homestead Dairies, West Hatfield, in the corner of North Main and Maple in Massena. By Massena Optics, 55 Main Street, downtown Massena. Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plan, working together, their quality shines through. By the North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillip Street in Massena. Also by Seaway Orthopedics, Outer Andrew Street in Massena, home of the Seaway Fitness Center, and that's now open. Coca-Cola, sponsors of the Power Flow Power Goal Contest. Massena did have a power play, did not score though. And Massena Savings and Loan, 255 Main Street, Massena. Nationwide Insurance, the White Adams Agency at 229 East Orvis Street in Massena. All sponsors making Massena Red Raider hockey possible on WMSA.
Good first period. Both clubs having some ebbs and some flows, opportunities for and against. Raiders, as the game started out, St. Francis had the early jump. The first maybe minute or so, they took it to Massena, got in the zone. After that, you could see the momentum shift, and the Raiders just were flowing and just swarming into the St. Francis end, and it finally paid off at the 4:04. The big cat, Eric Meacham, his 5th of the year, with Anthony DiAgostino and Mike Cameron picking up the assist. Raiders worked hard in the St. Francis end, and just were all over him, and finally paid off and actually Meacham picked up his own rebound. The first time it came out in that slot area, he shot, and I think it was one of the St. Francis forwards. I'm not sure. It might have been Belagamba blocked it, but Meacham picked up his own rebound, and there was a maze of players in front of the St. Francis goaltender Kirk, but the Meach fired a shot through a lot of traffic, and it was a low bullet. Raiders led 1-0. But St. Francis got that one back at the 5:27 mark. This was a turnover behind the deep in your own end, behind the net. Raiders turned it over, and Nick Schmidt jumped on it and threw it out in front, and Mike Suffoletto standing out in front, no one around him. He kind of walked in and off the backhand, didn't seem to get a lot on it, but he got enough to get it through Nathaniel Smythe, and that made it 1-1. And then at the 10:25 mark, just when it looked like that the St. Francis club had the puck on a string down there, they just were dominating inside the Raider end. The Raiders could not get the puck. They could not get the man. The defensive zone coverage was kind of running around, and St. Francis played tic-tac-toe, and Donovan finally finished it off with a shot from about 20 feet out after Aduza and Siglowski picking up the assist, but Donovan was set up perfectly and didn't make any mistake as he fired a wrister up over the left shoulder of Nathaniel Smythe.
And let's see here. We have saves. So these saves are shots. These are shots. 11-11. So pretty even first period. Shots on net 11 apiece. So 8 saves, or make that 9 saves for Smythe and 10 saves for Kirk, the goaltender from St. Francis. Penalties. Ron Friend picked up a hooking call at the 6:53 mark for St. Francis. Then it was Eric Meacham for roughing, matching minor with Mark Fatty at the 8:25 mark. And then Jeff Slack picking up the holding call at the 14:15 mark. Massena with 45 seconds left to serve in that penalty when we start the second period. So we played one here at the Massena Arena, and the Red Raiders trailing by a goal. The Massena Red Raiders trailing by a goal, 2-1. to St. Francis. I believe we have ABC News by tape delay. Let's go back to our studios for that if we have it. Order of business here to start the second period is to kill off the penalty. Again, we want to thank sponsors making our broadcast possible on WMSA, people like Nationwide Insurance at 229 East Orvis Street in Massena. Massena Savings and Loan, 255 Main Street, Massena. Coca-Cola, the sponsors of the Power Flow Power Goal Contest. Seaway Orthopedics and the Seaway Fitness Center, outer Andrew Street in Massena. Give them a call if you'd like to work out here in town. They've got state-of-the-art equipment there, and they'll be happy to set you up with that. North Country Savings Bank, 22 Phillips Street in Massena. Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant. Massena Optics, 55 Main Street, downtown Massena. Homestead Dairies, West Hatfield in the corner of North Main and Maple Street. Massena Building Supply, 70 Water Street, downtown. Seacom in Massena, Malone and Potsdam, and your friends at Seaway Tire, Dan and Kevin and the gang there at Seaway Tire, East Orvis Street in Massena. 2-1 game in favor of St. Francis over Massena. St. Francis out of the Buffalo area, and they're a pretty good hockey club. Unfortunately for them, Coach, they don't get an opportunity to compete in the state playoffs.
That's right. And a little bit about St. Francis. It's down in Athol Springs, which is on Lake Erie in South Buffalo. It's a all-boys high school, grades 9 through 12. There's about 555 students attending St. Francis, and the tuition is $4,100 a year. So, but a good club, and we've seen stronger St. Francis club, but a well-coached club. Coach John Bowers is 12th year at the helm, and this is they're a good club. They're a solid club, and I like the way they forecheck. They finish their checks, and that was evident on that second goal, how if they can dominate in that offensive zone, if you don't do something to upset their pattern. The Raiders, as you mentioned, they got to kill off 45 seconds of that penalty, Jeffrey Slack's penalty, and they've done an excellent job so far this year with 45 power plays to kill off. The opposition's only scored 6 goals, so at a opposition only scoring at 13%. That's pretty good when you can hold the opposition to that.
Let's see what they can do against the St. Francis club. Nat Smythe will be defending the goal to our right, the far end goal. And the lobby end goal, of course, it will be Kirk. Kevin Kirk, the goaltender for St. Francis. Let's see who we're going to have out there killing. Matt Hazel comes across the boards from Massena with Eric Seacott and Adam Barkley and Ben Nightingale. And it's going to be Pollock's line out there for St. Francis. But we've got moving up Suffoletto playing one wing along with Belagamba on this power play. Carosa playing 1 point along with Mark Fatty. Off the face-off, it comes to Carosa, and he takes it across the red line and dumps it into the Massena zone. Puck whips around the boards, takes kind of a funny bounce, and comes free. To the blue line, Fatty flips it right down the middle, but it's intercepted by Barkley, and he'll just flip it down the ice. Down to 30 seconds left in the St. Francis power play. Back after Joe Carosa. Carosa will flip it ahead to Fatty. Fatty, long right wing pass, picked up by Belagamba. He takes it across. Here's the shot. Glove save by Smythe. Not sure if it was on or not, but it was close enough. We'll call a save, as it looked like it was headed for the corner.
Yeah, that one was up over the top of the crossbar, but Nathaniel Smythe, the display to this crowd here, what a good glove hand he's got as he picked that one out of the air. Belagamba's shot was going to be high and wide, but we've got a face-off to the right of Nathaniel Smythe.
And again, Hazel to take the draw off the face-off. Spanky Seacott doesn't quite clear it. Out by the blue line, pokes it, but doesn't get free. Fatty keeps it in. Fatty shot knocked down in front, and Barkley will pick it up and dump it just outside. 5 seconds left in the power play. Puck dumped back in the Massena zone. Comes in behind the net. Ben Nightingale, as Massena's killed the penalty. Nightingale dumps it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing against Massena, as the penalty had already elapsed, and we'll move it back inside Massena territory. 14:08 remaining in period number 2. And on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard, it's 2-1 St. Francis.
Andy Gerard, a brief shift on the ice. As he stepped out on the ice, it was almost like on a fly pattern. The puck went sailing by him. If he could realize that, he could have knocked it down and walked in uncontested. But that was a brief shift for Andy. That was about a 5-second shift.
Off the face-off, Joe Ward with it, flips it by everybody, rolls on in. There's going to be a foot race for it. Kerwin's going to get there first, trying to move it in front to Robidoux. He couldn't. Kerwin gets it back again, dumps it in behind the net. Now Ward with it. Flips it over on the other side. The bouncing puck comes back to the blue line, gets by everybody out to center ice. And we see Matt Robidoux as a wing on this line, so apparently Jeffrey Slack is going to have a little bench time. Here comes Joe Ward with it, and he can't get it. Finally goes in the corner to Hearn. Hearn gets tied up. The puck comes free to Ward. He flips it along the boards to Robidoux. Robidoux moving for Kerwin. Kerwin kicks it ahead. Here comes Kerwin racing for it, along with the defenseman Sanjan. Kerwin tries to slip it by him. Sanjan gets it off the skate. Now in behind the net, it's Ward. He gets tied up. It comes to Kerwin. Kerwin trying to go backhand. He can't get the shot off, and it's bounced out to center ice. Picked up by Wonky. He bangs it right back in the zone. In behind the net, stopped by Kirk again as the Raiders make a line change, the Meacham line coming out. Puck in behind. Cameron doing a little forechecking, but they move it all the way down the ice. Hearn with it, has it bounce over his stick back in the Massena zone. And he'll bang it around the boards to Drew Wonky. Wonky moves it ahead. Down the ice it goes, and that's going to be an icing. No, they wave it off. Pretty stingy with their icings here this afternoon. Puck in behind. Comes around the board, Carosa with it. For St. Francis, DiAgostino gets a piece of it. Carosa gets it back. Now Meacham flips it in behind the net. They bang at it there. Sanjan with it. Cameron steals his pass. Cameron gets tied up and then skates out of the fray. He's got Meacham in front, shot! Score! Cameron to Meacham, and Raiders have tied it up.
You talk about ripping the back of the net out, and big number 22 in his favorite spot, which is high in the slot. And Michael Cameron, an excellent pass as the St. Francis Red Raiders try to run it around the boards, and Cameron intercepted it on the boards to the right of goaltender Kirk, and he just made no mistake one time to rate out the big number 22, and he didn't make any mistake as he ripped one behind goaltender Kevin Kirk, and the Raiders have tied it up.
And that's what Massena wants to see, is see that big number 22 scoring goals. Here comes St. Francis, a shot and the save from long range. Here's another shot. The rebound in behind has cleared into the corner by the Raider defense. Carosa flips it in behind the net. Hard check thrown by Park, but the puck goes free to Belagamba. And in the corner, they battle for it there. And finally, it's tied up. And we'll have a face-off. That was Pollock, rather, in the fray. But the puck is tied up, and the draw will come to the left of goaltender Nat Smythe, who made a nice save.
That goal coming to that 2:24 mark of the second period, is second of the day and sixth of the season. Captain Eric Meacham with Anthony DiAgostino and Michael Cameron picking up the assist, and Cameron's pass was just right on the tape, perfect, and what a shot by Meacham.
Off the face-off, puck goes bouncing in behind the net. Barkley flips it around the boards. Here's Kellogg with it. Nice headman to Farmer. Farmer's breaking with Hazel. Farmer takes it in on the off wing. Takes it right down the middle. Shot save. Rebound. They battle for it in front, and it's covered up by goaltender Kirk. Nice 2-on-1 break by Massena. They got the shot off, but it was right at Kirk, and he kind of bobbled it a little, but then covered it up.
Well, Shane Farmer has learned from the first period, as he had a similar opportunity. Wasn't quite sure what to do, and he just kind of dumped it out in front, no one around. That time he knew what to do as he ripped one at goaltender Kevin Kirk. And the Raiders, after that goal, are really on the attack, and the St. Francis Red Raiders back on their heels somewhat.
2-2 tie hockey game. Here's a chance in front. Hazel passes to Kellogg. Shot save. Oh, man, I'll tell you, Kirk just got the pad on it. Puck in behind again. Raiders trying to put pressure on, but it's going to be Fatty moving it ahead out to center ice. Nightingale intercepts, flips it right back in the zone. Raiders clear the zone. The puck bounces in behind the net as Massena looks to put a little forecheck on Hazel. Hazel, centering pass in front. Kellogg, Farmer. Farmer shot knocked down. Puck goes in the corner, picked up by Pollock. Pollock skates right in front of his own net, then pokes it ahead. Oh, they're going to call a penalty on Massena. He just fell down, and we have a whistle. And I don't know what they blew the whistle for. Apparently, it is a penalty on Massena. St. Francis had the possession.
He got the stick on him, Jerry, I think, and I think why he called it, it might have created a scoring opportunity for Massena, because it was deep in the St. Francis end. As the one of each of them, he's going to get an interference call over here.
That happened up here, and that's the reason the whistle blew. As the puck was breaking in, he set a pick. This player, who is Pacillo, set a pick on the Massena defenseman, and you can't do that. That's interference.
Can't do that. The Raiders catch a break on that, so instead of going on to the power play for St. Francis, it's going to be even-Steven. It's an odd call. You don't see two penalties to two different teams on a similar play, but we had one here. Like we had last night, 3 minor penalties on one call.
Spanky Seacott out there now to take the face-off against Pollock. Robidoux out as well for Massena, Barkley and Nightingale. Off the draw, puck trickles out to center ice. St. Francis controlling. Duza dumps it in behind the Massena net. Barkley with it. Barkley rips it around the boards for Seacott. Nice move. He just bangs it out to center ice. Back after it there is Carosa. Carosa in his own end. He's got Robidoux on him, and then he takes it to the right side. Here's Carosa. Now Seacott bothering him. Seacott takes him out of the play. It comes to Robidoux. Robidoux threw a check. The bouncing puck comes in behind the net. Picked up by Ron Friend. Friend is going to flip it over on the other side. Raiders throw a nice check there, and the puck comes to the Massena blue line, and it's poke checked by Barkley. Dumped in the zone, and offsides will be called as Carrozza was in the zone. Barkley made a nice play there.
Something to give coaches not only gray hair, but ulcers when, when you take that puck back into your own zone. You have an opportunity. They couldn't get set up. Good forecheck by Seacott, Eric Seacott, but in that situation, you just want to dump it off the boards, get it out the neutral zone because you're kind of disorganized in your own end. But the St. Francis defenseman circled back into his own end, and havoc started from there.
Off the faceoff, puck out by the blue line. It slides in front, and it's Hearn with it. Hearn just bangs it ahead. Comes to the St. Francis line, picked up there by Sanjan. Sanjan being bothered by Kerwin, but it trickles back out to neutral ice. And it's picked up there by Paul Duza. Here's Duza, trying to move it out, down to the ice, into the Massena zone, makes the move, goes right by Hearn. The puck goes in behind, and fortunately, Joey Ward was back checking, or he would have had a clear path to the goal. Now the puck in the corner. After it is the Red Raiders of Massena. Now Hearn comes in and throws a check and ties up the puck. As Kerwin tried to come out of the pack there, also in the pile was Drew Wonke, and the faceoff will come in Massena territory. The Raiders will make changes here as Cameron and DiAgostino come out. And let's see here. It's going to be Park and Carroll, I guess.
Good job by Drew Wonke that time as he had number 17, Kevin Donovan, tied up in front of the net as Duza was streaking down that left side looking for someone out in that slot area. Good job by Wonke.
Off the face-off, the puck sits in the circle and it comes free. DiAgostino clears it but not out of the zone. Kept in at the point by Fatty. He'll flip it in the corner. Carroll after it there. Now Carroll flips to DiAgostino, knocked off his stick. And the puck comes free, and here comes Carroll breaking out of the pack. He's got a 3-on-2. Here's Carroll. Now Kellogg's out of the box. Carroll takes it across. Drop past DiAgostino. Shot. Save made. Bouncing puck. Oh, Carroll followed it to the net, but didn't have his stick down. And the puck cleared to the blue line and out to center ice. Park whacking at it. It comes free to Meacham. Meacham looking up ice. He'll shovel it down the boards and down the ice, and icing will be called against the Red Raiders of Massena. Move the face-off back. 2-2 tie on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard with 9:37 remaining second period.
Good scoring opportunity for the Red Raiders. That all started when the Red Raiders caught a break deep in the St. Francis end when Massena could have been called for a penalty down there as Fatty was dipsy-doodling and was hauled down. No call. Massena gathered the puck and stormed down the other way.
Meacham's line right off the face-off, a weak shot. And the save made by Smythe. He'll hold on and we'll do it again. 2-2 tie here. Second period action. Good hockey game here at the Massena Arena.
And they've got to make sure big number 22 can't let 9, Mike Cefaletto, slide on that draw like he did. Don't let him go to the net.
Off the face-off. This time Meacham wins it ahead, but St. Francis stepping in front of the pass. Meacham has to come back and flip it in behind the net. They battle for it there. Meacham ties up his man. Now another man goes free, and the shot save made by Smythe, and he'll hold on for the face-off. Meacham did a good job taking his man, but Schmidt came in behind and picked up the loose puck as neither of the Massena defensemen was there to clear it, and he got the shot off, but a good save by Smythe.
Yeah, the key was Nathaniel held his ground on that short side, and number 15, Schmidt, was in tight, didn't have a lot of room to work with. Was trying to go that short side, but Nathaniel stayed on the post and took everything away from him. Good position by goaltender Nathaniel Smythe.
So we'll face off again. Cefaletto against Meacham. Puck comes out by the blue line, kept in, bounces in the corner. Meacham can't get a piece of it, sits in the circle. Finally, it's Ben Nightingale, and he'll head man. Nice pass, DiAgostino, 3-on-1. St. Francis gets back. DiAgostino, Barkley's shot is blocked. Ooh, that had to hurt a little bit, I'll tell you. There's going to be a penalty as well, a cross-checking call behind the play, and that's going to go against St. Francis. And Barkley just blasted one. The defenseman, about 4 feet in front of him, caught the full brunt of that.
Raiders on a 3-on-1 created when Adam Barkley jumped up into the rush, and Anthony DiAgostino going down that right side. Nice little slot pass, and Barkley right there. He cranked one and never got to the net. I don't know who it hit, but I'm sure they felt it. But St. Francis also picked up a penalty on the play, a cross-checking call. Carrozza is going to get the gate. Raiders on the power play.
So Massena with their second power play of the afternoon. Meacham out there with Cameron and DiAgostino, Barkley, and Nightingale. And out to take the face-off will be Pollock. Pollock out there with Belagamba to try to kill it off. Off the draw, puck cleared, bounces, took a funny bounce right over Ben Nightingale's stick. He'll have to come back after it. Nightingale gathers it in, rips it around the boards. Is Barkley going to be able to catch up with it? He doesn't. It goes to Belagamba, and he dumps it in behind. Barkley trying to take it away from him. Now Cameron back there. Finally, Barkley gets it free. Barkley will drop it over to Nightingale. Back to Barkley. Barkley flips it ahead to Cameron. Bounces over his stick. At center ice, comes into the Massena zone. They got a man breaking in. Carosa, his shot, he fired it wide. And Meacham will pick up the puck and flip it ahead. DiAgostino jumps over his stick and bouncing back in the Massena zone. Raiders, now Barkley again takes it in behind. And for some reason, they don't just bang, bang and get it out of there. They wait, and that allows St. Francis to set up a bit of a forecheck. But now Cameron's got it. Out by the blue line, takes it across, goes by one. Here's Cameron busting in front. He flipped shot, and he didn't get it all. In fact, he didn't get any of it, and missed the puck entirely. And now St. Francis dumps it down the ice. Puck goes in behind. After it there is Ben Nightingale. He battles for it along with Belagamba, kicks it to Barkley. We're down to 20 seconds left in the power play. Barkley, a head man, Cameron. Cameron gathers it in, takes it by one check. Into the zone, knocked away, comes back to Barkley at the point. He'll flip it in behind the net. Here's the shot. Cameron hit the side of the net with it. Puck comes back to Cameron at the 45. 5 seconds left in the power play. Pass goes to Nightingale. Nightingale backhands it in the corner. That'll take care of the power play. And controlling the puck is Sanjin. Sanjin flips it around the boards. Barkley steps in, pinches in, trying to dump it in behind. He's got it still. Finally poke checked away, and the bouncing puck comes out to center ice and just trickles to Ben Nightingale. From the red line, he dumps it right back in. In behind the net it goes, and the Raiders will make a line change here. And it comes bouncing all the way out to center ice, all the way by everybody. It's going to trickle in on Smythe, and he'll cover it up and hold on for the face-off as he had Paul Duza busting in on him.
One of the problems that the Raider defense have had all year long is finding the open man on the breakout. They've had trouble doing that. That's something that needs improvement, and they, even on the power play on that, it was evident on that last power play, couldn't get that first pass. And the Raiders turned it over one time. Belagamba stole it and laid a feathered pass over to Carosa, number 12, and he just whistled one wide. Would have been a shorthanded goal.
Here's Drew Wonky with the puck. Rips it around the boards. Kellogg has it knocked away. Wonky follows ahead to Farmer. Farmer, nice pass out to center ice. Here comes Hazel, makes a good move. Hazel busting with Farmer, and Hazel, his shot right across the goal mouth. He had Sean Kellogg, breaking for the net. We got another penalty against St. Francis. Wait a minute. Against who? Against Massena, apparently. An interference call.
And
a little bit of extracurricular afterwards.
24, Matt Hazel taking exception to something, and it's
interference.
Number 12 on Sean Kellogg getting the interference call, but Matt Hazel out there. He and number 5, Sematovich, having a little set too, but nothing coming to that. And Raiders, their woes continue on that power play. Coming into today's game, they were just 3 for 33, and they've had, what are they, 0 for 2 today. So.
They just can't, you talk about how important that first pass is.
Yeah,
they just can't seem to get it.
It's so important. And again, if you can't get on that same page, don't fiddle with it in a neutral zone. Get it in deep, and get on top of it then.
Off the draw. Raiders control. Hazel flips it in the zone. St. Francis on the power play here. Suffoletto with it. Suffoletto dropping the pass, and here comes Carosa. Carosa setting up at the point. Now he takes it in the 45, wraps it around the boards in behind the net. The puck goes to Pollock. Pollock out by the blue line now. In the middle, Fatty shot, way wide. Bouncing puck, here's Carosa shot, save. Oh no, it goes by in the net. And I thought Smythe had it. He thought he had it, but it's in the back of the net. And the St. Francis Red Raiders score a power play goal and go ahead 3-2.
I think Tom Pollock is going to get that goal. He had just made a great play prior to that as he had picked off one of the Raider defensemen. It allowed his teammate to get it, and that shot came from the left side through some traffic, and Nathaniel Smythe looked like he had it, but somehow the rebound came out, and I think Pollock coming in on that right side, shovel it into the empty net. We'll wait for the call, but right now I'm guessing it's Tom Pollock getting the goal.
So the Red Raiders have restored their 1-goal margin. They lead 3-2. And here they come again into the Massena zone. Here comes Pollock. He's got Bellingham, makes a nice move, but back checking nicely was Rabadou to tie him up, and he couldn't get the shot off. Puck goes in the corner, and it's underneath some sprawling players. And getting up from the pile, that was Brian Carroll. He had Belagamba pretty well tied up.
That is Tom Pollock getting that go-ahead goal for St. Francis, coming at the 8:42 mark. Suffoletto is going to pick up one assist, and we'll see who's got the other one. It's
off
going
the
to be
face-off,
Carosa.
Raiders. Here's a shot, and Park had it, but somehow the St. Francis forward got a piece of it and got a shot off. Carroll moves it ahead out to center ice. Racing for it. Ward can't get up to it. Now following is Kerwin, has it knocked away. Puck back in the zone. Belagamba. Carroll trying to take it away, makes a good play and bounces it out to center ice. A good thing because St. Francis had two open men in front of the net. Back out to the Massena blue line. Here's Carroll with it. He'll dump it off the boards. Into the zone it goes. And the puck in behind, picked up by St. Francis. They got to try to get a man breaking, but it's going to be an icing call. And Belagamba didn't see it, and it went right by him down the ice for icing. And with 5:26 remaining in the second period, St. Francis leading Massena on a score of 3-2.
That third St. Francis goal was a power play goal, the 8:42 mark, with Sean Kellogg in the penalty box. Tom Pollock with Mike Suffoletto and Joe Carusa picking up the assist.
Meacham out there now with Cameron DiAgostino. Barkley and Nightingale. Out to take the face-off is Suffoletto. Off the draw. Barkley waved at it, but it went by him out to center ice. He reached for it, couldn't get it. Barkley back in his own end. Flips it ahead, all the way to DiAgostino. He tries a touch pass. Suffoletto intercepts. DiAgostino follows. Dumps it in the zone. And they called, should have been a delay offsides, but they blew the whistle.
Yeah, and Arnie O'Reilly getting a little bit of heat on that one. Veteran official, should have been a delayed call on that one, but
I guess Arnie was back in the old days.
He's
off the face-off. Puck comes to Nightingale. His pass intercepted. Back in the zone it goes. Here's Schmidt. He's taken down. The puck goes in behind the net. Massena caught a break there, I think. Carosa intercepts the pass. Here's Carosa's shot. Block goes off a body. Schmidt dumps it in behind. They move it around the horn. Carosa, his pass knocked down. Raiders trying to move it out. And Meacham gets checked. He caught a stick in the ankle. And the Raiders will dump it out to center ice. And, ow, that had to hurt. Eric Meacham is down on the ice as he caught a stick right across his ankle. Now he's getting up slowly. And I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, the Raiders certainly can't afford to lose the big cat as he makes his way to the Raiders bench in some kind of discomfort, no question, but I'm sure he'll be back. Defenseman Travis Durant got hurt last night, so, and of course, Jeremy Buffum serving a suspension.
Off the face-off, puck Carosa. Carosa moves it ahead, comes to the Massena zone. Nightingale, head man for DiAgostino. DiAgostino throws a check. The puck bounces free to the St. Francis line. They flip to the Massena line. Ben Nightingale with it. That should be an offsides. Oh boy, they missed a big one there, but here comes Massena. Barkley from the blue line, his shot right on, and Kirk is going to hold on. That was chest high and an easy save for Kirk.
Adam Barkley, who just prior to that whistle had made a great defensive play down in his own end, the one that you call borderline, maybe leaving his feet and not getting a penalty, but he's playing with a lot of heart out there this afternoon. He made a great defensive play just at the end of the first period, sliding to block a shot, and he duplicated that one here with 4:23 left in the second period.
3-2, St. Francis leading off the face-off. Cameron lost his stick. The puck goes into the corner. Cameron picks it up, gets knocked down. It comes to Hearn, his shot, knocked down in front. And here comes St. Francis, 3-on-1. Drew Wonke, the only man back. But the whistle blows behind the play as a little extracurricular by Duza ruined a 3-on-1 break. As he had Cameron down and was kind of pummeling him a little bit, and Arnie O'Reilly was right there. It was right in front of Arnie. He had to make the call.
The only thing it was number not 9 but 8, Chaz Hearn.
And it was Hearn, excuse me.
Yeah, he and Duza tied up, and I didn't see anything initially, but then Duza got a little extra, getting up, a little extra shove, and the main thing, as you said, negated a break, an odd man rush for St. Francis. Coach John Bowers not too pleased with that call. He just leaned over the dasher and whispered some sweet nothings to Arnie O'Reilly, but Arnie's pretending he didn't hear him.
Well, the thing of it is, Duza did it right in front of Arnie was watching him. Off the face-off, Massena on the power play again. Not that that really makes much of a difference. Puck comes bouncing in behind Barkley. Barkley's going to leave it. We'll try Robidoux this time. Drops it to Nightingale. Nightingale flips it ahead for Ward. He just trickles it into the zone. After it there is Fatty. Fatty and Robidoux go together. Robidoux comes up with the puck. Robidoux Dipsy doodles back to the point. Here's Barkley, cranks it up. The shot, save. And I'll tell you, Kirk got down just in time. That was headed through his legs, but he closed them.
Joe Ward's got to back off before he's going to get himself a penalty here. He's got a couple of cross-checking down in front. Well, finally, I think O'Reilly's going to send one of each, and I think Joe Ward and number 7, Mark Fatty, are going to. But after the whistle, Joe Ward took exception to something, and he was tossing his weight around there. I tell you, that shot came from the point, but no one going to the net, no one screening. Goaltender Kevin Kirk's going to stop those all day long. 55-footers with no screen, no deflection.
Massena apparently picked up a penalty as Ward. And Robidoux goes off as well.
Oh, Fatty's coming to the game.
Okay, so we got 3 in the box for St. Francis and 2 for Massena. Sanjan, Duza, of course, was already in there, and Fatty.
One bright spot for St. Francis. They're glad to see Timmy Sanjan back out there. He's the guy who went off in discomfort. He got raked across the arm, but we got a full house down here, a pair of 3s, I should say, full penalty box.
Raiders will maintain the power play. 1:03 left in that. 3:44 left in the period on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. St. Francis leading Massena 3-2. A power play goal, the difference right now. Raiders would love to tie it up here in the power play.
Yeah, I'll get this straight. Sanjan, Fatty, and Duza in the box for St. Francis, and it's Robidoux and Ward. All right.
So I think it'll stay 5-on-4 plus the goaltenders. And Meacham back out there. That's good news from Massena. Wow.
Good news is right. He has both Raider goals, and he's been on a high here of late, really finding his spot in that high slot and just sending some bullets. And the officials losing a little bit of control right now, in the sense the players from both teams kind of wandering around and discussing things, and can't have that. He's making changes. Each club's sending guys out piecemeal.
Off the face-off, the puck comes in behind, and it's cleared down the ice by, let's see, that was Belagamba. Stopped by Smythe. Barkley picks it up, picks up a forechecker in Pollock. And here comes Barkley now. Turns back, cross-ice pass to Nightingale, and Nightingale will move it ahead. Goes back to Barkley. Barkley coming down the sideline, pokes it ahead, across the blue line. Here comes Massena breaking in. Here's D'Agostino to Meacham in front. He knocked it down and couldn't get a stick on it. Back is Nightingale flipping it in behind the boards. Around the horn it goes. Meacham has it knocked away. The puck bounces free to the blue line, kept in nicely by Barkley. Adam Barkley with it, flips it in the corner. Comes in behind, D'Agostino trying to go back to the point to Barkley. Barkley goes to Cameron. Cameron across ice, Nightingale, he's got room, winds up through traffic, fired it wide. Oh, nice low shot. Barkley at the point. Here's Barkley, flipping it. Cameron into D'Agostino, takes it in front, he gets tied up. Nightingale pitches into Meacham, his shot, save made, a rebound, save made, and they finally clear it back and out to center ice. Great opportunities for Massena. And Meacham throws a check. The puck comes to Belagamba. He overskates. Offsides will be the call. As Meacham, actually Duza came out of the penalty box and he didn't go back to his defensive zone. And he was kind of a decoy. He made like he was going for the puck, and Meacham kind of tackled him. And then that allowed Belagamba to pick it up. But in the meantime, Duza had been drawn into the zone, so offsides was called. Did I get that right?
I'm not sure, Jerry. You lost me about halfway through, but I know that Massena Red Raiders got a couple of breaks here lately. They could have had 2 penalties, one down on the big Meach, who upended the St. Francis player, and that led to a scoring opportunity. And then as the play's coming the other way that you're describing, number 7, Ben Nightingale, laid some heavy lumber on the St. Francis player, and the official right there never called it.
The net result is no power play for Massena. Here comes Hazel in the zone. He gets tied up. The puck comes free. He tries to go to Farmer, but it's knocked away, and back comes St. Francis the other way. Here comes Carrozza across the blue line. His pass blocked, following up Suffoletto shot. Save made Smythe.
Ooh, Nathaniel Smythe.
And there's a little bit of a fracas behind the net. The reason for that is the St. Francis forward came in and gave Smythe a shot with a stick. And the Massena team took a little exception to that, so there's going to be more penalties here.
That save tougher than it looked, as the St. Francis player took the shot from the left side, and it hit Massena defenseman and jumped up, changed directions, but Nathaniel Smythe able to collar it high up off the shoulder and hold on for the rebound. And let's see, we got one of each going in.
Two of each.
Schmidt
going in, along with Let's see here. Who is that? Suffoletto, and it's going to be Kellogg and Hazel from Massena. And that started with Schmidt coming into Nat Smythe. Smythe had the puck rather, on his chest and was holding on, and Schmidt came up and sticked him in the chest. And of course, Hazel didn't like that too much.
Where all this has started, also going back when the officials have not let things go, but they're letting the players dictate when they want to make changes, and both coaches are yelling and screaming. You can see the officials losing control of this game.
Yep.
And they're calling certain things and letting other things go, and they just better get a tight rein on this, or they're going to have their hands full.
2:13 left in the second period, 3-2 in favor of St. Francis. Face-off in Massena zone, Drew Wonke after it. Rips it around the boards, kept in at the point, and dumped back in behind the net. Puck will go on the other side. Here comes Drew Wonke with it, flipping it ahead, meant for Cameron, knocked away, puck goes in behind. After it, nice job by Hearn that time. Hearn flips it around the boards for Cameron. Cameron gets tied up, the puck comes all the way back to the point, kept in at the point. And in behind the net it goes. They battle for it there. And Hearn goes after it in the corner, flips it ahead to D'Agostino. D'Agostino trying to poke it by. It's taken away. Here's the shot high over the net. And that'll go around on the other side to Cameron. He just lets it go by and out to center ice. Picked up there by Duza. He'll dump it back in the corner. Bouncing in behind the net. Picked up there by Siglowski. Centering pass, shot, fired it wide. And the puck comes around the boards again. And this time the Raiders will dump it down the ice. And that'll just trickle back, and apparently it does go far enough for icing. The whistle blows and the faceoff will move back in the Massena zone. 1:17 left, period number 2, 3-2 on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard for St. Francis.
When these two clubs met a month ago, there were only 9 penalties in the game, 5 to Massena and 4 to St. Francis. And in the first period, we had 2 apiece, but here in the second period, as I just counted them up, 13 penalties have been called in the second period.
Face-off inside Massena territory. The puck sits in the circle. Still sits in the circle. Where is it? Pachillo centers it, but nobody there, and Matt Robidoux picks it up from Massena. Robidoux's head man. He's got Ward with it. Ward takes it across, makes a move. Quick snapshot is high. That deflected off the stick of Ron Friend, and as a result, we'll have a face-off inside of St. Francis territory with 1:01 left to go in period number 2.
The Joe Ward line is, as we said at the top of the broadcast, one of the real shining lights, 25 points coming into today's game for the Red Raiders.
Of course, one of the
trio
is not playing right now. Probably sat out this period. We may see him in the third, I don't know. Off the draw, puck kept in. Here's Robidoux. Oh, he almost made a beautiful move to get by, but he doesn't. And here is Pollock trying to move it out of the zone. Hard check thrown there. Raiders still putting pressure on. Barkley trying to flip it ahead to Robidoux. Nope, it's going to be out to center ice. And here comes Belagamba, but there's extracurricular behind the play. And Robidoux is going to pick up a penalty, I believe. No?
I got St. Francis has got to pick it up, too, because they had a 2-on-1 odd man rush here.
Maybe it's just St. Francis. Okay.
Number 18.
Robidoux looked like he was heading for the box.
Well, that's number 14 on the day for the Zebras, or for the period, I should say. They've really...
Wow. 39 seconds left in the period. I guess we can hope this period just gets over with without any more problem. Robidoux to take the face-off against Belagamba.
Let's see, here comes another late change, and they've allowed this to happen. St. Francis making late change. They're just kind of jerking the chain of these two officials right here.
Off the draw, puck controlled by Ben Nightingale. Nightingale moves it ahead. He'll go to Robidoux, and Robidoux gathers it in and starts down on the off wing. Robidoux takes it in the zone, looks to set it up, cross ice Nightingale. Nightingale's quick shot, oh, just wide. Robidoux picks it up, goes back to Barkley at the point. Barkley shot through traffic, oh, bounced off. Here's Nightingale's shot. And a glove save and a good one made by Kirk.
Ben Nightingale down low, almost the dot. Dropped down from the right point on that right side, and the puck came to him, and he just one-timed a bullet. I'm not sure if it would have been over the top of the net or not. It was close. But goaltender Kevin Kirk with a big left hand. He said, if Massena goaltender can show his glove hand, so can I.
Face-off inside St. Francis territory. 16 seconds left in the period. Raiders trail by a goal. Off the draw, they win it. Here's Nightingale, cranks it up. Ooh, just wide again. Puck bounces in the corner. Barkley gets tied up. 8 seconds left. Barkley gets it out of the fray. Here's Barkley with it to Robidoux. Robidoux with 4 seconds left in front. Robidoux hit the side of the net as he tried to center it. That'll take care of the period. Raiders putting on pressure at the end of the period, but they couldn't get it by on the power play, so they trail by a goal going into the locker room. A 3-2 lead for the St. Francis Red Raiders. Our broadcast on WMSA brought to you by Nationwide Insurance at 229 East Orvis Street.
Matt Robidoux worked his way in from a scrum along the boards on the left side, worked his way right in and just hit the short side. Didn't get off a real good shot, but he had a great opportunity to came within a whisker of knotting this game back up. But as we said at the end of the first period and start of the second, we'll say it again, the start of the third. This game is anyone's game.
Oh, no question about it. Massena's team trailing by a single goal, but hey, they can come back and get one to equalize and maybe get one to go ahead. We'll have to see what happens here, but certainly Nathaniel Smythe has been playing very well for Massena, as has Kevin Kirk for St. Francis. These are two pretty good clubs, pretty evenly matched teams, and this game, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a one-goal game.
And what you're seeing from both clubs is a great effort out there.
Yep,
There's been,
right.
Some rough play at times, rough around the edges, but not for lack of hustle, lack of trying out there. I'll tell you, both these clubs, Adam Barkley, how many times have we seen him give up the body, slide across there to block a shot, and it's same at St. Francis, and they're all really, giving 110%, and you can't ask any more than that.
Now the officials have the two captains over, Belagamba and Meacham.
And I'm sure he's not saying, my birthday is next week, send me a card. I know what they're talking about, and, but they've got to shoulder some of that blame, they meaning the officials. Jerry, getting back, as I said, we talked, the late changes and, the tactics that, and the coaches are like, they're human. If they can get away with things, they will.
Sure they will, absolutely.
And the players sense this and realize this, and they know if you can make slow changes, if you can yap a little bit, if you can hit late after the whistle and get away with it. So if you're gonna just be consistent. If you're gonna call a game this way, call it from the start to the end. Don't call it one period this way and change your philosophy halfway through the game.
So we have a Massena power play to start the third period. The Raiders trailing by goal. And as we mentioned, the Massena power play has been anemic at best. Although they really showed pretty good power play toward the end of the period, as you mentioned, Matt Robidoux with some good opportunities. But I don't know, it's just that first pass that's killing them every time, Coach.
Well, when you dip below 3%, they were 3% coming into the game, and they're 0 for whatever today. They were probably about 0 for 4, 0 for 5 at this stage. So when you dip below 3%, it's not one of your strong points. And the amazing thing is that this club has got some firepower. We know that they've got some guys that can dent the back of the twine, but I think right now at this stage they realize that, and they're pressing that much harder, and just instead of being nice and make the flow, they're just pressing a little bit too much.
Meacham's line's going to start this period. Meacham wins the draw and flips it to the St. Francis line. We got Kerwin on one wing, and he battles for the puck, but it's knocked away. To the blue line, back in again, and the whistle blows. Barkley looked like he may have kept it in, but official right there to make the call, offsides.
And I still don't understand, never will if I live to be 150. Number 12, Carosa had a chance, just the puck's in his zone. They're down a man just to get it out of there. He takes it deeper in his zone and loses it.
Here's Carosa with it now. This time he must have heard you, Coach. He dumps it down the ice. Stopped in behind by Smythe, leaves it for Barkley. Barkley starts out. He'll go to Meacham, and the pass too far, but Kerwin's there. He turns it around. Kerwin back to Meacham, takes it across. Here's Meacham with it, trying to get by the check. Drops it back to Nightingale at the point. Nightingale has it knocked away. The puck trickles into the Massena zone. Smythe comes out to play it, and he plays it ahead to Nightingale and out to center ice. Carosa's there for St. Francis. Takes it back in his own end, almost lost it, turns around and dumps it. Knocked down by a high stick. The face-off is going to come back in the Massena zone. There it is right there. There's not much you can do about that.
Number 17, Kevin Donovan, had it, the Massena defenseman trying to get it in deep and hit Donovan, bounced by him, and fortunately for the Massena Red Raiders, it bounced a little too far, and Donovan couldn't catch up with it, or he was in all alone.
Just 5 seconds left in the power play. Face off Massena zone, off the draw. Puck goes side of the net, picked up by Barkley. Barkley trying to move it ahead to Robidoux. Back to Barkley. He moves it out to center ice. He's checked out of the play. The puck dumped back in the zone. Comes in on Smythe. He'll leave it for Ben Nightingale. Nightingale backhands it around the boards for Hazel. Hazel gathers it in. Flips it ahead for Farmer. Shane Farmer. Here's Farmer with it to Robidoux. Here comes Matt Robidoux trying to slide it through. It's taken away. He gets it back again. Goes to Farmer. Farmer with it. Knocked away. Here comes St. Francis. Breaking down Belagamba. Gets away from him. And Drew Wonke flips it back to neutral ice. Now the puck dumped back in the Massena zone. Picked up by Ben Nightingale again. He'll flip it ahead. Goes off a stick. And back into the zone of St. Francis. Robidoux after it there. He circles, has it knocked away. Pachillo with it. He loses it right in front of the net, but it's Pollock to flip it ahead to Belagamba. Here's Belagamba taking it across. He makes the move. Wonke swipes it away. Belagamba tries to follow. He's checked into the boards. Puck picked up by Hearn. Flips it around the boards. Poke not out of the zone, though. Comes back to Hearn. Hearn gets tied up and falls down. The puck picked up by Belagamba. He skates in front trying to flip it free, but it bounces back to the blue line off a stick. Somebody got back and got a stick on it. Puck comes bouncing in behind the net. Hearn with it. He'll flip it around the boards. And it trickles back to the blue line and out to center ice. And we have another penalty being called. And who's it on? It looks like it's going to be on St. Francis as they pick one up in the offensive zone.
Is it Pollock, I think, or Belagamba? I think it's Pollock that's going to get the call. We'll wait and see. Behind the play, it is Pollock. Didn't see it. I can't comment on it, but the play had left the zone and left the Massena zone, and
John Bauer shaking his head over there. I don't know if he liked the call very much. I'm not sure if he didn't like the official's call or he didn't like the fact that his kid did it.
And you see that Belagamba, he yapped with the officials for about 30 seconds. Now, you just can't just either say, shut up, get to the bench, or you're gone.
That's right. The officials are there to make the calls, and the hockey players are there to play the game. And here comes Massena's Barkley with it. Has to turn around. He goes over to Nightingale. Nightingale flips it ahead. Slack, Jeffrey's back out there, has his pass knocked down, follows it, and offsides will be the call.
That call against Tom Pollock was a roughing call, and we talk about bad penalties. We've mentioned Jeffrey a few times taking those offensive penalties, and that happened to Pollock. That's a bad penalty.
Ward out there with Slack and Kerwin off the face-off. It comes to Nightingale, and he dumps it deep. Stopped in behind the net by the goaltender, Kirk. Flipped around the boards. It'll come to Ben Nightingale. Nightingale, nice pass in behind to Kerwin. Kerwin flips it around to Slack in the corner. Slack back to the point, Barkley. Barkley goes to Ward at the 45. Ward does Jeffrey Slack, steps in front, shot, save. Rebound, sits in front, Nightingale, and he can't get the stick on it. Nightingale in the corner now, trying to move it free. It's knocked away, comes to the blue line. Nightingale winds up his shot, right on. Good save, and holding on for the face-off. And they blew the whistle a little quickly that time as Kirk hadn't gained control, and Slack is arguing that point, and so is Barkley, but the face-off will come with 39 seconds left in the Massena power play.
Good opportunity for the Raiders. Jeffrey Slack, the Raiders on that overload, outnumbered the defenseman on that right side, and he stepped out from behind the goal line, walked right out in front, but Kirk just stoned him. But a good opportunity for number 19, Jeffrey Slack.
Face-off left side. In the zone of St. Francis, Ward wins the draw, flips it through, but it's knocked away, comes back to the blue line, kept in at the point. Good play, Barkley. Barkley flips it to Kerwin. Kerwin trying to go to Barkley in front, it's knocked away, and it trickles out to center ice. Nightingale after it. Flips it ahead to Ward, he has to wait, and then Massena gets onside. Ward dumps it in the corner. Stopped in behind the net nicely by Kirk. Good play by Kirk. Puck goes free. Jeffrey Slack. Slack, dipsy doodles in behind the net. Rips it around the boards. Nobody there to pick it up except St. Francis, and they dump it down the ice with 9 seconds left. So looks like another power play goes for naught, but the Raiders looked a little better on that one.
Yes, they did. Had some good opportunities, especially number 19, Jeffrey Slack.
Nightingale dumps it. That's going to go all the way down the ice, but they wave the icing off. Raiders chasing in after it. Slack slows a check, throws another check, and the puck picked up by St. Francis. Bounces back to the blue line, and it's picked up there by Donovan. Donovan moves it out. Park for Massena. Park's pass is knocked down, bounces to Ward, and he backhands it in the St. Francis zone. Now the Red Raiders of St. Francis, Duza moves it ahead. Into the zone is Donovan. Back out to center ice. Barkley trying to come up with it. Nice just poke check to himself. Barkley turns it back. Here's Barkley. Goes to Park on the other side. Park looks for Meacham. Meacham trying to bust through. Meacham gets tied up. Meacham stays with it, flips it right to the side of the net, and the save is made. And a good defensive play made there by Tim Sanjan to tie Meacham up.
And we talked before about the Raider defenseman not being able to find with that lead pass, find the outlet, but that time David Park, he found Big 22 right in the middle and almost sprung him loose. Heads up, nice pass by David Park.
Off the faceoff, Meacham flips it in behind the net. Picked up there by Samatovich. Back to the blue line. Carroll keeps it in. We got another penalty, and it's going to go against Massena. I don't know what that one was for, but the puck comes back to the blue line. Raiders touch it, and the whistle blows. Elbowing.
Elbowing call.
On Carroll, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if Arnie and his partner are getting paid by the penalty here today or not. I'm not sure, but this time the Raiders are going to pick it up, and St. Francis, 10:30 left in the third period. St. Francis up by 1, 3-2. Getting back to Jeffrey Slack, he's probably the hardest hitter on this Raider club, and Coach Long wants him to do that because it adds a lot to the club, brings a lot to it, but he wants to channel that energy, not taking the foolish penalty. But he had 3 solid thumps out there last time, all clean, all good.
Off the face-off, puck dumped in the Massena zone. Raiders trying to kill a penalty now. Drew Wonke after it in the corner, just lets it go by to Cameron. Michael looks just to tie it up along the boards. The puck squirts free, comes to Wonke. Wonke rips it around the boards. It'll come back to the point. It'll be kept in by Carosa. Here's Carosa. Dipsy doodles by the Massena forward. Flips it in the corner. It goes to Pollock in front. Knocked away by Cameron. Puck comes bouncing back to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Mark Fatty. Fatty slides it in the corner. St. Francis moving it around. Back to the point. Fatty. He'll go over to Carosa. Carosa passing in front. Here's a chance. The shot. Hit the goalpost and the crossbar. Puck in behind. Thought that was in the net. I really did. Now the puck goes down the ice. As the defenseman was pinching in, it went by him. And the Raiders make penalty-killing changes here. Here comes Pollock. Pollock building up the head of steam. Takes it in the zone. Gets by the check. Here's Pollock with it. Trying to go by Wonke. Wonke forces him wide in behind. Pollock and Wonke spar for it. Wonke just trying to tie him up and does in behind the net. Now the puck squirts free. In the corner. Hazel throws a check. Comes back to Pollock. Now Wonke throws a check. Hazel takes the puck. Here's Hazel ripping it around the boards. Back to the blue line. Here's a chance. Fatty, quick snapshot. Save made. Rebound goes to the side of the net. Spanky Seacott. Seacott just flips it out to center ice, and the official lost his edge and fell down, and the crowd giving him a hand.
Biggest cheer of the night.
Yeah. Here comes Spanky Seacott. Shot blocked. Bounces back to the blue line, out to center ice. Penalty as he laps. Raiders kill that one off nicely. Here's a chance, though, for St. Francis. Save made. A nice backhander by Pacillo, and it was gloved by Nat Smythe. 8:50 left in the third period, and on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it remains St. Francis 3, Massena 2.
Boy, I'll tell you, St. Francis game, you can't come any closer to getting goal on a power play. As you said, I think it was number 12, Carosa, but he hit the crossbar and the goal post.
Face off. In the circle, Raiders control. Here comes Hazel out to center ice. Matt Hazel with it, off the boards, deep inside St. Francis territory, in behind. And we have whistles. And now Hazel and Pacillo, as Pacillo hooked Hazel, knocked him down. And he's going to get a penalty, and Hazel retaliated, so he'll get a penalty.
That's another one of those drives coaches crazy. St. Francis had the initial call, Pacillo going, and Matt Hazel took exception and retaliated and sent a little cross-check up to probably call him roughing, probably one hooking and one roughing, but each get the gate with 8:37 left in this hockey game. One goal game.
The officials catching a little grief from the crowd now. Well, I shouldn't say now. It's been most of the game.
Catching a lot of grief. And as we said, the biggest roar when one of them fell down with no one around him. And
let's see what we got up here. Now we got changes again, late changes. As Seacott comes out. Now St. Francis making wholesale changes.
You know, this is where they get themselves into problems with allowing this to happen. And now,
oh boy, off the face-off, puck into St. Francis zone. Carosa taken out of the play by Farmer. The battle for the puck. Seacott picks it up. Seacott shot. Oh, just missed. Puck comes to Robidoux. In behind for Farmer. Farmer gets tied up. The puck in his skates. Robidoux comes in to help out. Trying to get it free. It comes to Seacott. Bounced away from him. And here comes St. Francis. Long headman pass. Goes by everybody. Into the Massena zone. Ben Nightingale back after it. He'll pick it up. Here's Nightingale. Turns around, get knocked down, and it's picked up by Seacott. Here's Seacott breaking out of the zone. Eric Seacott with a puck. Across the red line, flips it across the blue line, dumped right back out to neutral ice. Picked up by Ben Nightingale. Nightingale in his own end. He's going to golf it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Massena. I think Raiders wanted a change.
I think they did too. Both clubs playing 4-on-4 with 43 seconds left to go in the penalties to Pachillo and Hazel. And we've got an exciting game. The crowd is really into it. I'm not sure. Sometimes they're yelling at the players or for the players and yelling at the officials, but they're on the edge of their seat. Good hockey game. It could have been a real good hockey game if but the penalties have detracted somewhat from it. But two clubs giving it everything they've got out here this afternoon.
7:50 left in the third period. Still 3-2 in favor of St. Francis. Pollock to take the draw. He wins the draw and gets knocked down by Ward. Couldn't get the shot off, as Joe just barely did what he was supposed to do, keep his center from getting through. The puck comes free. We got another penalty, and it's going to go against Nightingale. And I don't know what that was for.
Not sure if he's going to call him holding or what. Happened in behind the net, right in behind Nathaniel Smythe. We'll wait and see. Now it's his second favorite call of the day, elbowing. There's been a lot of those. The primary call is hitting after the whistle, and the second favorite has been elbowing. So, and the club, both these teams are getting a little testy right now. You know, they're the stoppage of play, penalties all over the place, and
so with Massena's got to try to weather the storm here. They're trailing by a goal, and St. Francis goes in the power play. And they control the puck right now in the Massena zone. Here's Duza. Pass goes in the corner. That's Tim Sanjan in behind the net. Sanjan gets tied up by Kerwin, stays with it. Kerwin really bothering him. The puck comes free to Barkley. He flips it up along the glass, and it bounces up into the wall, and we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. 15 seconds left in the matching. 1:11 in the Massena penalty to Nightingale. And 7:22 left in the third period on the Cork-Geese Collision scoreboard. It's 3-2 St. Francis.
Tim Sanjan, he's a load to handle, big defenseman, 6'3", listed as 200. He doesn't look it because he's so tall, but he's a load to handle when he gets in deep, and to get that puck away from him, even tie him up. Face off deep in the Raider end to the right of Nathaniel Smythe.
Ward will face off against St. Francis. The puck comes to the blue line out to center ice. Kerwin just flips it ahead. That was Pollock taking the face-off for St. Francis. Now Carosa after it in his own end. If Kerwin had been able to find that, he might have been free. Okay, here comes Pollock again. His head man, as they get two men back, he gets it back again. Pollock takes it in the zone, in the corner, knocked away nicely by Wonky. Lost his edge, though. The puck bounces free in behind. Wonky battles for it, and it's still free. Joey Ward in there, and Ward flips it around the boards. It comes to Carosa back at the point. He winds up his shot right on. Save, rebound. Another save, and a big one by Smythe, as he had somebody right on his doorstep. That was Pollock, and Wonky knocked him down as he got the shot off, and Smythe closed the legs and covered it up.
Oh boy, two outstanding saves by Nathaniel. Actually three. The first shot came from the point. Carosa took it, and Nathaniel had no problem, but he gave up the rebound, and Pollock jumped on it, and he stuffed two of them, but Nathaniel was able to make two big saves here late in this hockey game to keep it a one-goal game.
6:44 left. Time is getting short. Meacham out there now. 33 seconds left in the man advantage for St. Francis. They win the draw. Belagamba takes it out by the blue line. Here's Belagamba flipping it behind the net. Around the horn it goes. In the corner. Bounces free. Hearn flips it. Knocked away. Cameron back to the point, not out. Back in at the 45. Here's an opportunity in front. No, they bounce it in behind. Picked up by Pollock. Pollock circles on Hearn. Drops it free, but Cameron's there. He moves it in the corner. Cameron looking to waste some time. 4 seconds. Cameron doing a great job. And ooh, the puck was still free, but they blow the whistle with 1 second left in the power play.
The Raiders have done a very good job, although they've given up one power play goal here this afternoon. They've done a good job. That St. Francis, they moved the puck really well. Once they gained the zone and set up, they shifted around exceptionally well. But Massena's, with that one goal by Tommy Pollock, the 8:42 mark in the second period, have kept them off the scoreboard.
Face-off will be in the Massena zone again. It'll be Suffoletto now against Meacham with 1 second left in the power play. 6:12 in the period. Still 3-2 for St. Francis. Off the draw, the puck sits in the circle. Finally, it's picked up by Barkley. Raiders got a man back. Ahead to DiAgostino. He just directs it out to center ice, picks it up. Headman to Cameron. Here's Michael across the blue line, gets tied up. And the puck picked up there by Carosa. Carosa flips it along the boards, kept in Barkley. Barkley's kept snapshot, deflected right on, save made. Good job by Anthony D'Agostino, but the puck knocked away. Here comes Schmidt back the other way. Headman, down the ice they go, and dumped into the Massena zone it is. In behind the net, Smythe leaves it. For Nightingale, oh, he almost lost it in front, pokes it ahead just barely. Puck to the blue line, kept in momentarily. Meacham has it knocked away, gets it back again. Or that's Barkley, rather. There's a penalty, a delay penalty on St. Francis. Cameron takes it across. The puck slides in front, and it's cleared by the goaltender.
Yeah, that's going to go against Nick Schmidt for hooking as he hooked the Raider player coming out of the Massena end, and Schmidt's going to get a minute and a half, and the Raiders are going to go on to power play. It's one of those, you know, we're all saying you check with your legs, not with your stick, and Schmidt gave up skating and reached and turned the blade over and hooked the Massena player, and that's, in the coach's opinion, those are bad calls.
That was Barkley that got hooked, and he got hooked big time. Now they're telling the official where the face-off should be.
Seems like after every call, there's a little conference, and
so Raiders with a power play here, big opportunity, trailing by a goal. Off the draw, Fatty's got it for St. Francis. Rips it around the boards. And where did it go? It didn't get out of there somehow. Hit a funny bounce. Cameron flips it in behind for Kerwin. Kerwin in the corner. Dipsy doodling. He'll go back to Meacham on the other side. Meacham moving it around the horn. Back to the point, Ben Nightingale. Nightingale goes to Meacham. He's got some room. Skates in. Winds up the shot. Nice save. Rebound. Backhanded down the ice. Nobody in front, though, and Kevin Kirk saw it all the way.
But that was number 7, Mark Fatty, who gave up the body and made the block.
Off the face-off, or off the play, it's back to Meacham. He takes it across. Here's Meacham in on the right wing side, takes it in behind. He's still got it. He gets tied up, and he is hauled down. And there's going to be another penalty. Raiders control. Delay penalty. The shot is blocked. Meacham gets back up, but he can't get the puck. And we'll have a 2-man advantage for 39 seconds for Massena.
Jerry, the crowd called that one. He wasn't going to call that penalty. It happened right in front of him, and the St. Francis player took the Massena player out. It's one of those borderline. Most of the time, you wouldn't see a penalty on that. But the crowd roared because they're roaring at some of the antics of these officials out there, and they roared. And then he decided to make the call. That was a real late call, and he had second thoughts and.
And that'll give Massena a 2-man advantage for 39 seconds, and I think St. Francis just called a timeout.
And I think...
I'm not sure who called the timeout.
Well, you notice...
Massena called the timeout.
The officials are standing on this side of the ice. I don't think they want to go to that St. Francis bench and get an earful. Oh, it's a tough job. I don't mean to be critical of the officials. It's a tough job. It's, you're only right half the time, if that at all. You're never right, I guess. And... you got a lively crowd here and 2 clubs that are very competitive and tough. I know it's easy to call them from up here.
Yeah.
Much easier up here than down there.
4:36 remaining in the third period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. St. Francis leads 3-2, but the Raiders with a golden opportunity here with a 2-man advantage.
Oh, 2-man advantage for 39 seconds, and then they'll have for 51 seconds, they'll have a 1-man advantage. But as we said, the official, or the crowd, made that last call. He wasn't going to call it. And
the crowd is making some noise. They are into this game, aren't they?
They are. And they're. And look at St. Francis haven't left their bench. He wants them to come over. Johnny Bowers, I think, wants the official to come over. Now he's sending and St. Francis dressed in their red uniforms trimmed with white and red helmets are finally making their way. The 3 of them. Let's see who's got out there. He's got Pollock, and he's got Carusa's one, and who's the other? Fatty.
Okay, Raiders with a Meacham line, and Kerwin's the wing on the line. Puck goes in the corner. Meacham after it, can't come up with it. And it's flipped around the boards. Kept in by Barkley. 30 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Goes to Cameron in the corner. Cameron back to Barkley at the point. Barkley skates right in front. Meacham deflected right on, and he looked behind him, Kirk, but he's got it in his pads. That's what you want to do.
Oh, boy. Nice play. Adam Barkley shot from the point, and number 17, Clint Kerwin, stepped out from behind the goal line and just redirected that nice deflection, but Kirk somehow made the save and held on.
Right place at the right time. He covered that short post nicely.
Raiders got to gain this draw.
Off the face-off. They've got it. Cameron in the corner. Michael Cameron with it. Moves it behind the net. Goes to Kerwin. Clint Back to Meacham. Meacham to the point. Nightingale. Nightingale to Meacham. Meacham steps into the slot. Meacham shot. Save. Rebound. Where is it? Bounces around, and St. Francis gains control, and they break out of there. And Carosa will just dump it deep in Massena's zone. A lot of presence of mind there to hold on to the puck.
Oh, boy. Big save by Kirk as he stayed square to the shooter. Big save.
Barkley to head to Meacham. Meacham dumps it. Now Massena down to a one-man advantage again as the puck comes around the boards. Nightingale trying to keep it in. He can't. We're down to 30 seconds in the Massena power play. Meacham back after it. Here's the big Meach. He'll go to Nightingale, and he overskates or underskates, and the puck picked up by Pollock, and he flips to the Massena line. Meacham there. Only 20 seconds left in the power play. Meacham ahead to Barkley. Barkley will take it across, right side. Here's Barkley, back to Cameron. Cameron back to Barkley. Barkley to Meacham in front. He's all by himself. Shot. Ooh, save made by Kirk. Oh, boy. Back to the point, Nightingale. 7 seconds power play. Goes to Meacham. Meacham inside the front. Kerwin shot. Short side save made. Puck comes to Kerwin. Penalties he laughs to Meacham. Meacham back to Nightingale. Nightingale goes to Meacham. Meacham moves, winds up, shot, save. Rebound in front. Kerwin shot, save. Rebound, and the puck cleared into the corner. Puck bounces to Meacham. Meacham flips it, and it goes up over the glass and into the crowd. Oh, boy, all kinds of opportunities as Kevin Kirk stands tall.
Oh, stands tall. He's 6'3", and he's standing about 8'3" right now because he has just stoned Massena here in this last couple of minutes. Eric Meacham just shaking his head, has had a half a dozen golden opportunities, and Michael Cameron and Clint Kerwin, but they just can't beat Kevin Kirk down the stretch. We've got 2:50, 3-2. St. Francis.
Duza to take the face-off against Farmer. Now St. Francis wants a timeout. 2:50 remaining in third period. St. Francis holding on to a one-goal lead, and they weathered a two-man Massena advantage, and just barely.
Oh, boy, and the special teams have been the difference here today up to this with 2:50 to go. The St. Francis club killing out that two-man advantage late, and they've also, on the other side of the coin, they've had one power play goal. So, but an exciting hockey game. The fans are really into it here this afternoon. Can't ask much more than this.
2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Not too many ticks on the clock. The Raiders have to try to, get something going here, get that tying goal to send it to overtime.
And you can't fault Massena on the power play. They gained the zone. They set it up perfectly. They moved around and found the open man. They found Meach high in that slot on several occasions. Just, they did everything perfectly, but they couldn't beat big number one, Kevin Kirk. And, that's part of the game. He is standing tall, as you said.
No question about it. Well, there's the whistle, and the face-off will be back inside St. Francis territory, I believe. Kirk goes back into his net, and you're right, he is a big fella, and he's done a good job here this afternoon. And Massena has been out shooting St. Francis by a pretty wide margin in this third period, I think.
Let's see what Sal has here in the third period for shots. Oh, boy, 11-12 to 3.
Yeah, Massena's really put on a lot of pressure in this third period, but so far they've been unable to solve. Kirk off the face-off, puck controlled by Sanjan. He'll move it ahead and dump it deep in Massena territory. Puck bounces in behind the net to Chaz Hearn. Hearn picks it up. St. Francis changed their forecheck a little. You notice that?
Yes,
here comes Massena breaking. Here comes Clint Kerwin. Kerwin, centering pass right in front. Actually ended up being a shot on net and a save made by Kirk. Here's another shot, deflected in front and cleared down the ice. That'll be an icing call against St. Francis, and a face-off will move back in the Massena zone. Raiders not going quietly here.
Oh, boy. Clint Kerwin got in behind number 4, Tim Sanjan, on that weak side. Sanjan reached for the puck and missed it, and Kerwin flashed by him, and I think it was Jeffrey Slack went to the net, and Kerwin slid it across, and Jeffrey couldn't get his stick on it, but a good opportunity for the Raiders.
Meacham back out there with his line mates against Duza off the faceoff. Puck goes in behind. Meacham after it. The puck comes free, bouncing around. A couple of bodies flying, and it trickles out to center ice, and down the ice it goes. That'll be another icing call against St. Francis, as there could have been a couple of penalties there.
Yes, there could have, and they're going to let things go here unless it's homicide, I think, in the last 2 minutes. There could have been one on each side right there. But 2:07, you mentioned St. Francis definitely changed the forecheck, and that's what you want to do. You don't need another goal. They're just going to send one man and just keep those wings high and
make sure Massena doesn't get a break. Meacham will take the draw. Off the faceoff, right to DiAgostino. Quick shot is blocked. Comes to Barkley. He gloves it. That's going to be a glove pass, but St. Francis cleared it anyway. Barkley really had no choice. He had to do that. He comes up with the puck in his own end, starts it out. He's going to lug it himself. From the red line, he dumps. Puck rips around the boards. Meacham cruising in after it along with DiAgostino. Comes to Meacham, back to Nightingale. Nightingale flips it in behind the net. Picked up there by Fatty. He and DiAgostino go together. Cameron comes up with the puck. He gets tied up. The puck squirts free to the blue line, not out of the zone yet. They kick it around, bang at it. Where is it? It's out to center ice. Here comes Pollock with it. In on Nightingale, sweeps it away. Pollock has to come back after it. He's going to waste a little time out at center ice. Drops it back to Carosa. Carosa passes and they dump it. Belagamba inside Massena territory. Smythe with it. 1:16 left. Raiders trail by a goal. Here comes Barkley. Barkley looks up ice. Long headman pass is intercepted by Suffoletto. He dumps it into the Massena zone. Picked up by Nightingale. Here comes Ben to the red line. He dumps it in the zone. In behind the net it goes. Picked up there by Fatty. Final minute of play. Cameron's got it. Cameron trying to flip ahead to Meacham. He throws a check and he comes, now the puck back to the point. Barkley, quick shot. Deflected. Oh, goes in behind the net, now side of the net, and it's covered up by the goaltender, Kirk, and he'll hold on for the face-off.
Raiders wanted that whistle. They'll get an opportunity to get goaltender Nathaniel Smythe on the bench and get that extra attacker out there. Big face-off. 48 seconds left in this hockey game, and it's going to be to the left of Kevin Kirk, and the Raiders have been exceptional here, especially in this third period, winning the draws, Jerry.
Boy, they sure have.
We have another conference down here.
Now,
oh boy.
A little bit of extracurricular on the benches. And the coaches are right there to break things up.
Coach Ed Latham and Coach Johnny Bowers in there just telling their clubs to get... I noticed this before on a couple of changes, Jerry, going off. There would have been on each side a little thing, a player going off, tap the other guy on the other bench and vice versa. There's been some verbal confrontations over there, and it finally, the emotions are running very high. And again, some of the things here that added to that, the way the...
48 seconds left in the third period. 3-2. St. Francis leads.
Yeah.
Now they're just discussing the situation here.
Coach Tim Long and Coach Johnny Bowers, respective coaches, are both jawing at the officials over there, just giving them an earful, really letting them have it. But I tell you, I know two guys that are going to be glad when this game is over.
And we're going to have penalties, or are we? I guess we're going to have penalties. I don't know.
Guarantee it's going to be somebody from each team. I don't think they'll give an odd man advantage here. But he's coming to the box, and he's dishing something out, but we'll wait and see.
And now Arnie O'Reilly is talking to one of the St. Francis players, and we got a penalty on the home side. And a penalty on the St. Francis side.
And on the other side down here, you see Captain Adam Barkley, and I think that's Carusa, number 12, Joe Carosa, excuse me, having a nice little chat, friendly chat, saying, hey, whoop, I can't believe this, not just...
Nick Carosa comes over, and it's going to be Andy Gerard.
Yeah, it's bench penalties. Okay,
yeah.
They're bench penalties they're calling, not on a specific person. I just saw the one St. Francis player, and I couldn't believe they were just going to give, had to be penalties to both of them, but bench minors.
Still 48 seconds left to go here, and the face-off is in the St. Francis end, and they're still discussing the situation.
No, as I said before, and I'll be redundant, when there's always after every whistle, every face-off, the players are jawing and questioning your call or this or that, you know that they have lost control of this game somewhat.
Yes, indeed. Face-off left side, inside St. Francis territory. Joe Ward out to take the draw against Pollock, I believe, or Belagamba.
Ward, Kerwin, Slack, and Barkley and Wonky. Everybody up.
Massena, of course, has pulled their goaltender. And here comes the puck down the ice, but it's not going to be in time. It'll be an icing, I should say. And it was wide, so we'll do it again.
Joe Carosa may regret that. Had an opportunity to just bank it off the boards and not take the icing, but I'm not sure he was going for the net or not.
No, I think he was just trying to get it out of the zone.
But another big face-off.
Yeah, Massena net is empty. Ward takes the draw, and it's cleared down the ice again. This time it's not going to be an icing, as Wonky touched it on the way by. And it's picked up by Barkley in behind his own net. Adam Barkley flips by ahead to Meacham, too far, or for Ward rather. Dumped right back down the ice. They wave the icing off.
That hit a player on the way down.
Okay,
player.
and the puck in behind. It comes free. Nice play made by Wonky that time. Raiders move it out to center ice, but it gets away with 15 seconds left. They flip it to Belagamba. He shoots it at the open net. It's not going to get there. Goes in behind with 9 seconds left. Comes to Jeffrey Slack. 7 seconds left. They flip it free. It's knocked into the corner. That'll take care of it right there. So St. Francis wins it by a goal. And now there's pushing and shoving, and as
19.
Belagamba took a shot at Slack, and Slack's not going to let that happen. And now Fatty is mixing it up. And I'll tell you what, Tim Long is not a happy camper.
And Ed Latham, Coach Ed Latham out there, he's grabbing the players away. Here comes Coach Johnny Bowers.
And they're going to get him off the ice in a hurry. I don't think we're going to have any handshake.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
St. Francis.
Normally we wrap things up quickly, but we're going to wait and see what happens here.
For St. Francis,
No handshakes. They're going to the locker room. Coach Johnny Bauer and Coach Bob Border getting their club together. I don't see if there's going to. Let's see if there's any calls at the end of that.
Right.
Now, they're not making any calls. They're heading to the locker room.